Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, June 24th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's Smackdown broadcast live on Fox from the Cajun Dome in Lafayette, Louisiana. The main event match between Solo Sikoa and Sheamus was thrown out by referee Jessica Carr after Solo attacked Sheamus outside the ring, including putting him through the announcer's table and the ringside barricade. After the match, the Usos came out to fight off Sikoa, leaving him laying after a series of super kicks.
Jimmy and Jay. Solo Sikoa has left destruction at ringside. And now the Usos heading after Solo, trying to take out their brother. Super kick. Another one. In stereo.
Also on the show, WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey defeated NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to unify the two titles. The victory came when Alba submitted to Baszler.
But Baszler trying to turn it into a Karafuda clutch. Backed into her corner. Ronda Rousey back in the middle of things. Ronda Rousey takes out Dawn. Armbar by Rousey. Karafuda clutch by Baszler. Tap out.
Raquel Rodriguez issued a challenge to the unified champions after the match and was joined by her former tag team partner Liv Morgan, making her return to WWE TV after a month-long absence. In other results, Pretty Deadly defeated the Street Profits. LA Knight beat Rey Mysterio, then attacked him after the match until Santos Escobar made the save. Charlotte Flair beat Lacey Evans via submission, but was attacked after the match by WWE Women's Champion Asuka. WWE presented the first wrestling event held at the Cajun Dome back in February of 1987, a card headlined by Jake the Snake Roberts, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the Junkyard Dog against Harley Race, Paul Orndorff, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Later in the night, AEW presented Rampage on TNT, featuring matches taped last Wednesday at Chicago's Wintrust Arena. The main event saw Jungle Boy Jack Perry defeat Doki via submission, after which IWGP World Champion Sonata came to ringside and confronted Perry to end the show. Perry and Sonata are scheduled to face off tomorrow night at Forbidden Door.
Look at Sonata. It looks like the second coming of Antonio Inoki with the shades and that suit. He looks like $1 million. He looks like a champion.
And he's walking to the ring.
The protege of Keiji Muto, the great Muta, finally capturing the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship this year. And now coming into Forbidden Door this Sunday to go one-on-one with Jungle Boy Jack Perry. What a weekend!
John Hennigan, formerly known as John Morrison in WWE, as well as several other names, made his debut on AEW television as Johnny TV, super kicking Billy Gunn and revealing himself after appearing masked at ringside along with Harley Cameron, QT Marshall, and Aaron Solo of QTV. The physicality occurred following a victory for Gunn and the Acclaimed over the team of Axel Rico, Darius Luttrell, and Coda Hernandez. In an opening match for the Women's Owen Hart Memorial Tournament, Sky Blue defeated Anna Jay.
And Anna, her head whipped into the bottom rope. The thrust kick connects. Sky Blue coming over the back. Code Blue! 1, 2, 3!
Here is your winner, Sky Blue!
Hot streak continues for the young lady, Sky Blue!
The tournament is scheduled to continue at Forbidden Door. During a promo segment on the show, AEW World Champion MJF revealed that Adam Cole's opponent for Forbidden Door would be Filthy Tom Lawler. Cole was then jumped from behind by Lawler and Lawler's partner Royce Isaacs. In other results, United Empire and Swerve Strickland beat Chaos in an 8-man tag team match when Will Ospreay pinned Yo. In independent wrestling news, Game Changer Wrestling held its Ride or Die show Friday night inside Chicago's Thalia Hall. In the main event, GCW World Champion Blake Christian retained his title for the first time, defeating Gringo Loco in 23 minutes and 45 seconds. The other title match on the show saw Jersey Championship Wrestling champion Jordan Oliver retain his title with a win over Commander. Also on the show, Hijo del Vikingo and Metalik fought to a no contest. Sawyer Wreck and Joey Janela defeated Effie and Alley Catch. In a 6-person tag, Rina Yamashita and Los Macisos knocked off the Rejects and Manders. Jack Hartwell beat Aries. Lufisto defeated Robert Anthony. The Bang Bros topped Alex Price and Cole Radrick. And Starboy Charlie won a 6-man scramble match. More details have emerged in the burglary and domestic violence arrest of former AEW trainer BJ Whitmer. The victim of Whitmer's alleged attack, who spoke to Cincinnati's Fox 19 WXIX on the condition of anonymity, has claimed that Whitmer assaulted her after a recent breakup between the two and that he had broken into her home. Said the woman to Fox 19, quote, "I was literally fighting for my life. I came into my house and he was standing at the top of my steps waiting for me," end quote. The police incident report filed after the arrest indicated that Whitmer then began strangling her on the couch and that visible marks and bruising were found on her neck. Whitmer was reportedly released from jail on June 12th on $25,000 bail and is currently awaiting trial. Whitmer was fired from his AEW position shortly after details of the event were made public earlier this month. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.